Hi everybody, it's Julia here and I have a new process video to share with you. I know it's Friday, Jesus, the schedule has shifted a bit this week, but anyway, so I'm going to do a layout today about one of my favorite topics, and I think you can guess what that is, and that is books. I love books. So the other day I was messing around with my watercolors on just plain white cardstock, and then I started to make like columns with the colors that I was using on other papers. And then I was like, they are books. Yep, they are. So I sat down at night, as you normal persons do, and then just started to like stamp on the back of the books and write. And then, so on some books, I would just write a subject like novels, history, French. And some of them I have written like the title of books I like, or authors, or yeah. So this page is just uh, really talking about I love books. um, and yeah, so I don't actually read French book. I just think I should clarify that I read, like I am learning French, so that's why that is there. I cannot get through a book in French. Maybe like a very young child book. Um, I'm not sure, but I do love it. So I'm going to mount my photo on this crate paper from Craft Market, and it's a floral paper, but I think it picks up the colors in the that I have used on my books here. And I took two really silly selfies and decided to use one of them. Here I read one of my favorite, and that is 450 from Paddington by Agatha Christie. I love Agatha Christie, especially the Miss Marple with Geraldine McEvans. She is like my hero. I love her. Like creepily love her. So now I have this little basket with stuff that are as you can see, there are pretty much everything. There are paper, there are stickers, there are vellum, doilies, pretty much everything ends up in there. And it's stuff that I'm like, I can just use it. I'm not going to think about it. If I have like a collection that I want to sort of keep together, then I keep the scraps together too. But here I'm just like, whatever, uh, let's roll with it. So I'm going to mat my photo on. Here I have some blue vellum. I'm going to mat it on paper. I'm going to mat it on book pages. Of course, all book pages are not acid free because they're yellow, and the acid is what makes it yellow, and that's why we don't want acid in our scrapbooks. Uh, but I don't care. I don't know how much that will affect my page. And I really don't care. I like the book page, and I'm talking about books, and I have used book pages on I don't know how many layouts. So, yeah. I know it's a bit controversial. Some people just like cannot stand tearing up books, but I feel that the books that I tear up, quote unquote, are usually, the cheap romantic novels, and I have a good reason. Partly they are really cheap because nobody wants them, and part two is they're usually like pocket size, so they're small, but also the pages usually tend to be a bit heavier on those books. I don't know why. It's maybe because you're so consumed by lust, you need thicker pages. I don't know. But I just really like having those bit paper. It just feels a bit nicer to use in scrapbooks, I think. But if you don't like having acid thing in your scrapbook, um, yeah, then find text paper, I suppose. I just really like the texture of it because the book page texture are a bit different than the papers that we have because it's a bit thinner. Okay, that's my rambling about my books. I'm going to use some stickers from the Shine sticker sheet that I'm going to use up here, I think, mostly anyway. I have splattered some gold Heidi Shine, and yeah. So that is about it on like the thing is, I want to keep it pretty simple because I want to focus to be on my books here. And so I'm going to add a lot of layers and embellishment to my photo, but then keep the rest of it pretty simple. So it's in that right hand corner, there's going to be a lot going on. But I sort of like that um, because I feel like that is how it's reading. You know, you see this book and they stand like in straight lines on the shelf, and they have a little bit different colors and a little bit of font, and that's it. But when you open the book, it just flows out this magic and you come into this world, and I just love it. So I had quite a lot to say, obviously. As you could tell, I tried to keep it short here, but yeah. So that is my layout about one of my favorite topics, books, and I hope this has inspired you to scrapbook about something that you really like books. I hope to see you soon and have a really great weekend.